Well, okay, let's see if we can move on. Taking a while. So I click start. Okay, there we go. We're ready. Okay, now we're on proteins. Proteins make up structures such as muscle and nerves and skin. They also act as enzymes. They contain carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, hydrogen, and sulfur. No phosphate. So phosphates are found in DNA, not proteins. Sulfur is found in proteins, but not in DNA or nucleic acids. So proteins do a wide variety of roles. Supporting your skin and your bones, move your muscles, move stuff in the blood, maintain pH, help regulate what goes in and out of cells, and act as antibodies. The basic building block of proteins is an amino acid. So you should know that the amino acid has a central carbon, a carboxyl group, and an amino group. You should recognize this structure. You should recognize this carboxylic group and this amino group. So the building block of proteins is the amino acid. The variation in this R group here, this is called the R group. Here it's hydrogen, here it's methyl group. Notice that everything else in the amino acid is the same. If you do dehydration synthesis by removing water, you make a peptide, and you make a peptide bond between this carbon and this nitrogen, and you remove water. Peptide bonds connect amino acids together to make proteins. Proteins have varying shapes depending upon the primary structure of how the amino acids are hooked together. Hemoglobin is very important for carrying oxygen. Myoglobin carries oxygen in the muscles. Keratin is a very important component of your skin and helps make the skin waterproof. Proteins are made of amino acids. The proteins depend and make up the shape of the protein. Different amino acids have different R groups. So the shape of proteins based upon the amino acids put together in a particular order determines the shape of proteins. So you can go out now to Walmart or order on Amazon. You can order a Binax test for COVID that recognizes the spike protein of the coronavirus. For $19.99, you get 2 tests. I've been tested about 3 or 4 times for COVID, but if you want to test again, Walmart had a big stack when I was there last week or this week. So Abbott Laboratories is making a kit called Binax, Banax, to test for the presence of the spike protein in your blood or in your body. Enzymes take a substrate like 2 amino acids, the activation energy is lost, and it produces a product. So you take 2 amino acids, the enzyme makes the situation or the conditions appropriate to make a product. So the enzyme lowers the amount of energy needed to put these two substrates together. And in building proteins, each one of these would be an amino acid. They are positioned and arranged so that the reaction can occur, and that product will be produced by dehydration synthesis. Nucleic acids are DNA and RNA. The two most rapidly produced vaccines from Pfizer and from Moderna use messenger RNA. They will revolutionize medicine and treatment of diseases unlike any time in the entire history of the world. DNA structure was published in March of 1953. In the 60s, RNA was began to be studied, and the two vaccines from Moderna and Pfizer are very effective, very easily made, and they can be changed to take care of variants in the coronavirus if necessary. So all I want you to know that DNA and RNA are two very important nucleic acids. Know in general that a nucleotide structure contains a phosphate, a sugar, and a nitrogenous base. DNA is made of adenine, guanine, cytosine, and thymine. RNA is made of adenine, guanine, cytosine, and uracil. So millions of people have now gotten the Moderna and the Pfizer vaccine. Some people may have gotten the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, but I just saw in the news that the U.S. is shipping out 25 million vaccines to be used by other countries, which is what we should be doing. So that's all you got to know about DNA and RNA. So you should know that ATP is a high energy compound whereby energy is stored in order to cause reactions to occur, such as dehydration synthesis and hydrolysis. All you got to know is that a nitrogenous base plus a sugar plus phosphate groups and a great deal of energy is stored in these bonds. And your mitochondria takes energy from your food, makes ATP, and ATP is used throughout the body to promote reactions that need energy. The cycle goes from ATP, phosphate is released, and you form ADP, and that energy is used for all of the chemical reactions in the body that need chemical energy. Study that, and that's the end. So we're going to go back and turn this off. Stop